Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a sport that is on the rise. Living proof of that is here at the second annual Niagara Open, where 500 competitors are grappling their way to gold. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is a ground-based martial art where participants use grappling ability to earn points and submissions to win their match decisively. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu has no kicking, punching, or head strikes and is often referred to as a chess match of technique and leverage. And what's the age groups that are here today?
We start the competition at 5 years old and it goes up till Masters, which is 55.
And how many gyms are represented today?
We have 49 gyms from across Ontario.
The sanctioning you mentioned, is it hard to get sanctioning in Ontario for the sport?
It is. One of the qualifications for achieving an event of this size is that you're a gym who attends other events so that you're actively understanding the requirements for the event and the standards that we're always trying to reach.
Let's talk about your team right now, Team Ascension. How many members are part of it?
Oh boy, 5 schools in Ontario are part of Team Ascension. We're what's called a grassroots team, so we're started locally in Toronto by Professor Omar Salvosa. He's a second-degree black belt under Marcus Soares, who's Canada's highest-ranked black belt of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So we have a very good lineage to him, and he's very, very strict with who he would allow in, and we're very lucky to meet him 4 years ago and build a relationship.
How many members of that team is being represented today?
We have 130 entries.
Former UFC fighter Jeff Joslin, who owns a gym in Hamilton, is excited about the growth of the sport.
Definitely. Oh yeah, back in the days we had to struggle to find a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament when I was a white belt. So now there's tournaments every month. So I think it's great for all the kids and all the adults to be able to compete regularly and make a lot of friends as well. So not only do you compete against each other, but you meet a lot of new people.
How do you keep the kids motivated even after a loss?
Yeah, the big thing is I tell them, everybody loses. Everybody who's a winner in anything in life has many failures and different things behind them that have built them up to that successful level. So every win or loss, it's a step forward for each student, and I'm just very proud of them getting on the mats and showing their skills and getting out there. Because it's very easy to avoid competition and not try it and not get in there because you feel nervous. But when you get in there and face it, you always do much better than you think.
The rise of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is being felt at the professional level too. Matt DeCenzo, who is undefeated in 2 pro fights, says making it in the world of mixed martial arts is getting tougher.
Back, let's say in '93, not just anybody can get in, but it was easier to get into high-level promotions like the UFC. Nowadays, there's competitions, there's trials you have to do, you got to get scouted. So it's more along the lines of coming towards like the NHL or NBA level or NFL level, where you have scouts show up. I've been looked at by a few different promotions myself. I know many of my fighters, like my training partners, have had people talking to them. So when you get promotions and sponsorships, you can really start to see the professional side of sports. And being so young in it and having experience with my teammates, it's threatening, but it's a lot harder now than it was, say, 10, 12 years ago.
Victories on the mat and trips to the medal podium are common for the Mroz family from Western New York. All 3 children and their parents train and compete.
I think it shows a lot of self-control, and you learn to be patient and to have to wait for your moves to get set up, and it teaches you a lot of discipline too. And you're dedicated in going to the gym every day and training and learning and listening to coaches. They just love the sport. There's never a day where I have to say, come on, let's go to practice. They're always ready, waiting, saying, come on, Mom, it's time to go. So they just love it.
How does it feel competing against your family and training with your family?
It feels good because they help me train and they give me advice all the time.
You and your brother natural rivals?
Yeah, we fight all the time.
Who wins out of those fights?
Sometimes me, mostly him though. He's been training a lot longer.
Reporting from Brock University, the site of the second annual Niagara Open, for The Source, I'm Mark Ciolfi.